We are less than 1 month away from the 2026 NFL Draft, and Brandon Beane has got his plate full. We're looking to have him fill out our arsenal so that Jim Leonard can set this defense apart so that we can get over the hump. But it seems like Bills Mafia is falling into a trap that we seem to see every cycle, which is known as shiny object syndrome. We have a lot of people looking at 6'4" Denzel Boston and his big giant frame, and we have a lot of people that like the versatility of a guy like Concepcion. A lot of people saying that he's Stephon Diggs 2.0. The real gamble here for Brandon Beane is not about taking a risk. To me, it's about falling victim to the voice of the crowd. Taking a fan favorite at 26, even though it could potentially be an overpay, instead of taking someone who can dominate in Jim Leonard's defense, or someone who can really protect Josh Allen and clear space for James Cook, that's essentially wasting the Super Bowl window that we have with Josh Allen. We need guys who can be here for the next 5 years to facilitate winning now and then. And there's definitely guys in this draft that we can grab that fit that mold. Today, we're going to break down the guys that you actually want the Bills to draft and why they're actually guys that we need instead of sexy race car prize winning picks. These guys are the real machine builders and the guys that will help us sustain throughout the next years to come. Let's get into it. If you're here for actual roster construction, salary cap math, defensive scheme fits, insight that the mainstream media doesn't really touch on, make sure you're subscribed to Bills and Beyond. We're building the most honest Buffalo Bills community on the internet. Drop your pick 26 choice down in the comments below and let's get to work. Let's start with the big names. Denzel Boston out of Washington. This guy is a highlight machine that a lot of people are saying is similar to Puka Nacua. I say he's Diet Coke Michael Thomas. And we already have one of those guys. His name's Keon Coleman. He's a contested catch specialist guy that declined to run the 40-yard dash at the combine, lacks the separation that we really need at the X position, and overall just has the same skill set as a guy like Keon Coleman. For a team that's looking for separation and speed and a guy that can get down the field and separate and win, getting a guy that runs a 4.6 is a little underwhelming to me. And he seems more of like a wide receiver 2 type than a wide receiver 1 in my opinion. First round pick is a little too rich for my blood. On this pick here specifically, he's more of a round 2 guy for me, honestly. Then there's everyone's favorite, Concepcion. The Paul Hornung winner is a Swiss Army knife, that's for sure. But we really aren't looking for a gadget player at 26. Now, a lot of people say that he's Stephon Diggs, but to me, Concepcion is quicker than fast. Plus, he has a drop issue, something that Stephon Diggs never really ever had. He's up over 8% for the last season. In this offense, Josh Allen needs to trust these young receivers if he's going to rely on them to win. And if you can't win on the outside or guarantee a catch when we need it the most, you're really just a very expensive number 2 player that we could find a little bit later in this draft specifically. In my opinion, while everybody is scrambling for this wide receiver race car that we can hang our hat on and say that's our guy, to me, the real safe pick is in the trenches. Not only does Jim Leonard's defense rely on a solid zero tech, but we don't have that guy on our squad now. Enter Kaden McDonald. At 326 pounds, he's a bowling ball, a fire hydrant, and he has a violent first step. This guy can be the engine that lets our linebackers roam free and play fast and make plays. This guy is a blue chip anchor. He leaves a little to be desired in the pass rush department, but you're not moving this guy off of his spot. Sometimes even with a double team. If we pass on a guy like McDonald for a wide receiver, then the real gamble is that our defensive line isn't going to get bullied in January next year like it was last year. McDonald is the guy that I really like because he's premier at doing exactly what he needs to do, which is eat up space. And he has the pedigree to back it up. And I think he's the kind of guy that can make an impact immediately. Speaking of guys that I think can make an impact immediately, forget the light run and chase guys, the guys who are excellent in coverage but leave something to be desired in the run game. The guy that we want is CJ Allen from Georgia. This guy is the green dot field general that we're looking for. Yes, he may have some limitations, and he may not even be the best linebacker on his own team this year coming out in the draft. But that doesn't negate the fact that he's a perfect fit for this defense. He's the exact kind of guy that we need in order to make this defense really hum and click. He's smart, he's tough, he's built for the 3-4. He can be the quarterback on the defensive side of the ball. And to me, that's a little bit more valuable than a nice slot receiver. Leaving the middle of this defense this season open is, to me, the biggest gamble Beane can make. Speaking of the trenches, if the board breaks poorly, there could be a strong insurance policy for us. And that insurance policy comes in the form of Oliva Vegai Ioyani, or Vega for short. Just look at this image that you see on the screen. This man is on the football field looking to hurt people at all times. This is the kind of guy that I would love to see right in front of Josh Allen, creating huge holes for Allen to burst right up through for 20-yard touchdown runs. 6'4", 320 pounds of pure menacing offensive guard strength. He's a mauler type, and I think that he'll help us with creating this new aggressive, rugged, tough identity that I think that the Buffalo Bills are building this year. Now, preferably, if we don't get any of those guys, along with someone like Cassius Howell or someone that nature, I think the next best thing that we could do is trade down, back to maybe 35 or 38, 37, something like that. Get back into the second round, get an extra pick, maybe like a third rounder or something. Maybe we could package it to get 2 second rounders or something like that. Who knows? And for those of you still screaming for a receiver, I hear you. In the event that we don't take McDonald or Allen or even someone like Cassius Howell, I do have a solution and a strategy. Someone that I really like, and I think that it's going to be probably one of the better receivers from this entire draft. None other than Mr. Omar Cooper Jr. Some people are comparing him to Deebo Samuel. His cousin is Amari Cooper, who is a Buffalo Bill veteran. And this guy is a yards after catch delight. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds. He runs a 4.4 40. And more importantly, he could play both inside and out, which is real nice for just having the ability to be flexible and to hide your schemes a whole lot better. A lot of people are saying he won't make it to the second round, but I think he could. So why reach for a receiver at 26 when you can get arguably one of the best receivers in the draft at 50? But we'll see what ends up happening. Ultimately, draft picks are just like trades. You never really know if it was a good one until a year or two later. All we can really do is speculate, but these are the guys that I think are worth our time. And more importantly, these are the guys that I think that we are potentially wasting time talking about or even targeting in the draft. Well, I do think guys like Concepcion and Denzel Boston can help us out. I don't think that these guys are really, immediately helping us out type of guys. I think that these guys are developmental guys that are going to be redundant in our lineup. And I think that the defensive guys like McDonald and Cassius Howell and CJ Allen, these guys are going to be the kinds of guys that help us out immediately and that are worthy to me of a first round pick. But you let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you appreciate analysis that goes beyond the box score and gets into the actual front office strategy, do me a huge favor. Hit the like button, join the comments below, and subscribe for future videos. Till then, this is Bills and Beyond, and I'll catch you on the next one. Go Bills.